This is Sonic, and you're watching JD Frank 20.
Yeah, so the official Sonic Superstar soundtrack playlist is now available at Spotify. At long last, listen to the official soundtrack. Here are the links right here. Yeah, I saw this tweet right here by Morse. I genuinely think that the Sonic Superstar soundtrack has one of the worst soundtracks in any Sonic game. Not because of the individual songs that are all bad, but because I've never heard a game soundtrack lacking this much cohesion. And I agree with that. I mean, when you think of the Sonic Superstar soundtrack, I mean, can anybody think of 3 good songs from that game that are memorable? Or at least 5 to that extent? I mean, because I tend to agree with this take. I mean, most of the soundtrack right here, it's just forgettable. And you can all thank Jin To Know for that. And speaking of that, let's look at the songs right here. Yeah, because right here, I have the list right here of all 60 songs right here. Yeah, so in my honest opinion, what do I think about Jin To Know? I honestly think that Jin To Know should never be able to work in a classic Sonic game ever again. I'm sorry, but T-Lopes should be definitely in charge of that soundtrack solely. Like, the moment that you heard Jin To Know's name in this project, people were already throwing red flags saying, oh, this soundtrack's gonna suffer, it's gonna be forgettable for the most part. Like, T-Lopes will have a lot of good songs, don't get me wrong, but Jin To Know's just gonna basically flood it with a lot of forgettable garbage. Yeah, so for Jin To Know, I mean, why are we surprised? I mean, you knew this was gonna happen. Half the soundtrack was gonna sound like shit. Meanwhile, for T-Lopes, he did a fantastic job with his music. I mean, I love Lagoon City Act 2. So relaxing, so peaceful. I love that song. It's probably my favorite song in the entire soundtrack. But for Jin To Know, again, he had to flood it with a lot of repetitive garbage. And thankfully, the special stage theme was written by T-Lopes. Thank you, T-Lopes, for that. Because I know the 5th Chaos Emerald is a pain in the ass to get if you don't know what you're doing, obviously. Not many of us knew that you had to go counterclockwise to get that Chaos Emerald. It's a catchy theme, don't get me wrong, but thank God that wasn't written by Jin To Know, or many Sonic fans would have would really throw a temper tantrum. I'm not gonna lie about that. So we're grateful that at least Jin To Know didn't get his hands on the special stage theme, thank God. But overall, I mean, Sonic Superstar soundtrack is just kind of lackluster. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not really a soundtrack people are really gonna go out and listen to. Maybe like 2 or 3 tracks at best, like I stated. But again, it's just the way it is. And for Jin To Know, I mean, I'm not surprised this has happened. I mean, look at what happened with Sonic Origins. When they lost the rights to Carnival Night, Ice Cap, and Launch Bay Zone, they asked Jin To Know, is there any way you could fix this? And he did. He used the prototype soundtracks, and he remixed them or retweaked them. And yeah, the music was just not that good. But oh well, we have to live with it, because apparently SEGA doesn't want to pay licensing or royalty fees for the Michael Jackson songs. That's understandable. So again, when it comes to Sonic Superstar's soundtrack, it's very lackluster. It does have a lot of bangers here and there, but overall, I could understand people's displeasure for the soundtrack. It's just the way it is. Let me know what y'all think, and I gotta go. Peace out.